How come are you? Just wait for everyone. Come in nice and close, guys. So we've got some new crew on the mat tonight. We've got a couple of new crew on the mat. So if you team up with them, just go through just some basic guard work with them, okay guys? Maybe just open guard, basic sweep from open guard, things like that. Cool? Alright, so we're going to continue with our Omoplata escapes. So we went through the rolling escape, we went through the sit through. So I'll just quickly go over those. So we've sort of started off sort of working on like keeping our feet here, grabbing the leg, pushing back a little bit, shooting the hip through, being careful of the triangle, putting our pressure on, coming through to get this one here. Right, we did that one. We also worked on this one where we sat out, rolled through our hip, cut the leg, come up, and come back into the guard. All right, we've been through that. I'm going to work on one now with sort of stepping over, but just a little bit differently. So instead of trying to jump over, which is a good technique, something a little bit more controlled, and also when the person has your belt, which is quite common when they do Omoplata. And this might make it a little bit easier to step over when they've got the belt. So a lot of the time when you get put in Omoplata here, just come back in the middle, Gab. Over that side, there we go. Sometimes when you go to Omoplata here, the guy locks his leg, and you want to kind of like jump over, but you can't get over. They're blocking you on this side with the belt grip. Cool. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into like a knee ride stance here. All right. I need to make sure I'm going to start to bring my knees off the mat. If I have my two knees on the mat, he can kick me forward. That's when the pressure's going to go forward, and I can't jump over really at all. So I'm going to put my knee on the mat to start off with. My foot's going to come up, and that allows me to put some pressure back onto him. All right. The thing I'm going to be really worried about here is the triangle. All right. So if I start to like turn, or if he starts to turn, he can easily catch the triangle here. So I was talking about that as well, how Omoplata, triangle, and arm lock all sort of combine together. So you need to be careful of those. So a way to sort of like defend that is just to hold the leg, have your hand, even just have your hand close to your head up here, rather than having it on the floor. So once you've sort of got your foot on the mat and your knee on the mat, you don't have to put your hand on the mat now. You can just put pressure back into your partner's back, keep them flat on their back. And even if I don't grab something here, if I just put my hand and he turns, I just bring my arm on the inside, I can start to block the triangle straight away. So when I'm here, I'm just going to have my hands here, or here, doesn't matter, just anywhere on this side, so that I know as soon as he starts to open, I'm going to push my hand onto his leg or make a grip and start to block the triangle, right? So then we need to start to think about getting over the top. So I'm going to bring my knee now straight onto his hip. So I'm going to go 1, 2. So I'm doing like a reverse knee ride. So now I'm a bit more control with the guy. All right, it's harder for him to kick me forward now. I'm putting I'm not putting lots of pressure on his belly, but I'm just knee riding his belly with the opposite leg, like a reverse knee ride. All right, but I still need to go to the side. So now I'm going to make space by moving forward. Okay, so I'm going to put my hand forward. So I'm just going to lean forward, right, and putting pressure on his belly. Now what I'm going to do is make an X with my legs. Okay, so I'm going to lean forward and take my foot off the mat, and I'm going to put it over the top of my shin. Sorry, over my shin over the top of my calf, and slide backwards, making an X on his armpit. From here, I'm just going to push his leg, break the grip off here. Now from here, I can then just start to bring my leg over to the other side. Look, go all the way over, and now start to go through side control. Cool. So instead of jumping all the way over, I'm just going to cross my feet, break the grip, and then I can start to work my way around. So 1, 2, knee ride. Now that I've got control of the hips and I can keep his back on the mat with my knee, I'm going to lean forward. If you need to, you can even put your head on the mat. It's hard for him to come up as long as I've got my knee on his belly. For him to finish the Omoplata, he has to sit all the way up. All right, so I can control him too. Another way you could finish the Omoplata is to keep scooting around like this way to my back, trying to grab like a crucifix sort of thing like this. By having my knee on his back, my knee on his belly, if he tries to scoop, I just push my foot into his armpit Cool, so now I'm blocking his movement. Now I'm going to lean forward, cross my feet, put them right over the top of his shoulder, and I'm going to stretch my leg out. As soon as I stretch my leg, I can jump to the side now. I have to take my arm out. Cool. Let's do one this way, Gabby. Is that the way we've been doing? No. So we're here. Put your foot up. Make sure the guy can't kick you forward. Okay? Put your hand on the mat. And now knee ride the belly. Now you're controlling his back on the mat. I can use my hand to lean forward. Just all you got to do is use your foot and find your other leg. If you want to, you can stick your foot like right in the armpit, but your foot's sort of like angling under the armpit anyway, just the way that you put it up. So lean as far forward as you need to now, and go here. Now, if you go here and tries to open his legs to triangle, all you do is go back, just pull your arms straight up and out. Because you've got to control, it's not going to be able to turn to get the triangle. If he tries to go for the crucifixy sort of thing, I just open I can push my leg in towards it. As soon as he opens his legs, I'm going to pull my arm in. Cool. So, once I have the knee on the belly, I go here. He locks his leg, or he could just try to push me forward. That's cool. He can push me as far forward as he likes, but with the knee on the belly, I've got more control. Now I'm going to use my leg, make an X over his shoulder, and I'm sort of, as I push away, I sort of open my top leg. And now from here, I can put my knee to the ground and just step over and unravel my arm and go to the side control. So one more time. One. Make sure he can't get his butt on his back off the floor. Controlling around here somewhere until I feel comfortable. Put my knee on the belly. Okay. From here, I lean forward, cross the feet, break the grip. Now from here, could jump. Once you break the grip, I just go slide all the way through. All right, and then just step off, control the head, and go to the side control. Cool? It's pretty similar to what you guys already do, like jumping over to the other side. But this is specifically when they grab the belly. Cool? All right, guys, on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Remember, if you grab a new student, just go through a couple of things with them, introduce them a little bit to jiu-jitsu, all right? Thanks, guys. Let's go, guys. Yeah.